Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head.
When you're working out, you want to be sure that you're consuming enough food to satisfy your caloric and nutrient needs to supply the energy needed for your workouts, as well as being able to properly recover. However, what about your caloric and nutrient needs on your rest days? Are you supposed to continue eating what you normally eat when you're working out, or should you reduce it? And if you should reduce it, by how much are you supposed to cut back on your rest days? Welcome to the Workout Nerd Out. I'm Julio Lopez. I'm a certified strength and conditioning specialist and a certified personal trainer with over 8 years of experience in personal training. And I also have my master's degree in nutrition. Healthy eating is just as important on your rest days as it is when you're working out. For folks that are looking to lose weight or tone up, look, I get it. It's normal for these folks to fear canceling out their gains when they're taking a day or two off. Today, we're going to talk about eating recommendations for your rest days that are sure to keep you on track for reaching your fitness goals. Should you cut back? If you have seen any of my videos on the resting metabolic rate, or RMR, you will have heard me mentioning the importance of considering physical activity into the equation. Essentially, the resting metabolic rate, or RMR, is pretty much how many calories your body's burning while at rest, like if you're just sitting on your couch. If you're physically active, the equation has to be adjusted to the activity level to consider the increased amount of calories that will be burned for that physical activity. For instance, if there were two 30-year-old males of similar heights and weights, where one's an accountant and the other's the cow farmer, will be burning a whole bunch more calories than the accountant because his occupation requires him to be really physically active, way more than the accountant. The RMR formula is adjusted by a person's height, weight, age, and gender, but it's also suggested that you also include an adjustment for physical activity. The Mifflin-St. Jeor formula is the most commonly used by health experts, and this is what it looks like. The obvious answer about whether you should reduce some of your caloric intake on your rest days is yes, namely because your body might just store the excess calories that would have been burned off by your workouts and recovery as just body fat. However, if you're working out on a consistent basis, it's probably not going to be that big of a deal, since any of the fat mass that is created from those excess calories is just going to be burned off pretty much for your regular bodily functions. What about protein intake? Does that need to be reduced on your off days too? It depends on how much protein you're consuming and the target caloric intake of the day. Protein is a macronutrient, so the excess protein that your body doesn't use for building or maintaining muscle mass or any of the other main functions of protein, the nitrogen gets cleaved off and expelled in the urine. Meanwhile, the remaining atoms get used for energy or stored as fat. Again, if you're consistent with your exercises, consuming the same amount of protein on your rest days as your workout days, it's not going to create that much of a dent on your physique. How does your food consumption affect you in reaching your goals? It's pretty important, especially if you're looking for aesthetic or athletic changes. The quality of your diet affects us more than most can imagine. I like to say this. Imagine yourself buying a new Mercedes, and in the instruction manual, it specifically tells you to use premium unleaded gas. Even if you're using regular unleaded gas, your car's still going to run, but in the long term, since it's not getting the proper octane, it's going to damage the engine, and the car's not going to be performing that well. This is similar to eating garbage food and trying to make up for it by working hard in the gym. You're not doing your body any favors. How often should you take a rest day? This depends on your fitness goals and training intensity. Training 7 days out of the week can be done safely, but these can't be 3-hour workouts at beast mode levels, since that would surely result in overreaching or overtraining complications. Personally, I want anywhere from 1 to 3 rest days per week, and on those rest days, I'm still getting in a little walking because I gotta walk my dog. How often should you work out? Again, this depends on your goals and how you're planning your workouts. Some people like dividing the workouts into upper and lower body splits, which has been made popular by a lot of bodybuilders. Others, including myself, like to do full body workouts 3 times a week. I usually do my cardio on the days that I'm not lifting, except for Sundays, because those are my straight up off days. If you think that you need to train 6 to 7 days a week to reach your goals, know that elite athletes like LeBron James sometimes only trains about 2 times a week. Because it's not about the quantity of your workout, it's about the quality. How much you eat on your rest days is definitely something that you want to consider, regardless if you're wanting to lose weight, train for an athletic event, or simply want to get in better health. However, considering that you're consistent with your workouts, understand that your body doesn't need as much protein and nutrients when you're at rest than while you're working out. In most cases, you're going to be pretty okay if you eat the same on your rest days as your workout days. You can still gain weight on your rest days, so make sure that you don't way overdo it on your caloric intake, because remember, those excess calories are being stored as fat. So that does it for today's workout nerd out. Thank you so much for joining. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. If you know anybody who can benefit from this information, feel free to share it with them. Until next time, I'll see you on the next Workout Nerd Out.